Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Francis, and I am one of the Rejuvenation Medical Qigong students. It's so great to see you. Happy Sunday. After class, we're going to do the seasonal exercises, and then we get to have social Sunday. So we get to hang out and talk and ask questions and catch up and see how everyone is doing. So please, if you can, stick around for that. Today, since it's the weekend, we get to work with the Rejuvenation series. So let's go ahead and start our movements. We're going to open up, feet are hip width, shoulder width apart. And we're going to settle into the space. Breathing in and out through the nose, allowing the tip of the tongue to touch the roof of the mouth. And today we're going to do one of the tapping series. So we're starting 3 to 4 finger breaths beneath the belly button in the lower dantian. I'm trying to mirror you. And for the warm-ups, I'm going to stay mostly quiet so that you can enjoy your time with the warm-ups, your time with the tapping exercise. I'm tapping. And I told you I was going to be quiet. And I forgot to say, because I forgot we were doing it, the 3-line relaxation. We're still tapping. And I totally fibbed because I'm talking. But we're going to add in the 3-line relaxation. When you're ready, gently opening the eyes. Letting the arms come back down to the sides and closing. All right, just a recap of 3 line relaxation exercise. It's kind of 5 lines, but it's 3. So we're going over the front of the body, we're going over the posterior aspect of the body, and the medial and lateral aspect of the body, so down the sides, and then down the outside of the arms, then gathering underneath the armpit area, and then traveling down through the medial aspect of the arms, and once again, for the last time, gathering in the armpit area, coming down the sides of the body, the sides of the torso, sides of the legs, and then the medial aspect of the legs. So, for the 3-line relaxation, opening, settling into the space, letting the bottoms of the feet melt into the earth. The tailbone's going to drop a little bit. The very top of the head is reaching up into the sky. Tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Closing the eyes. Imagining that we're standing underneath a waterfall of energy. This waterfall is flowing from the heavens, from the sky, bringing with it clear, pure energy with which to nourish the body. Bringing our attention to the very top of the head, the apex of the head. We're noticing this waterfall of energy flowing forward through the scalp, down over the forehead and the brow, over the eyelids, entering the eyes, circulating throughout the eyes, before then exiting and coming out through the cheeks, the cheekbones, down through the nose, underneath the nose, entering the upper lips, into the gums, the teeth, circulating throughout the mouth, into the lower teeth, the lower gums, exiting out through the lower lips, coming down through the lips, into the chin, maybe pulling a bit at the chin before then flowing down underneath the chin, underneath the jaw, flowing down into the throat, softening any stagnations in the throat, nourishing the throat, coming down to the clavicle, flowing down through the musculature of the upper chest, down the torso into the solar plexus, entering into the upper abdomen, the lower abdomen, circulating throughout the abdomen and the internal organs. Or then flowing down, pulling perhaps just at the hips. Flowing down through the thighs, the frontal aspect of the upper legs, flowing down through the quadriceps. Flowing into the knees, circulating throughout the knee joint. Before then flowing down through the fronts of the lower legs, the bones and the tissues here, gathering at the tops of the ankles, and then flowing down through the tops of the feet, passing through the tissues and the bones here, flowing down through the webs of the toes, before gathering into the toes and then releasing back into the earth. This waterfall of energy is taking with it anything it doesn't need or want, anything you don't need or want. It's nourishing the tissues, organ systems, bones, anything that might need a little extra goodness. And we're taking just a moment to breathe, appreciating this waterfall of energy. Now our attention is coming back to the very top of the head, allowing this waterfall of energy to pass posturally, flowing backwards through the scalp, down the back of the head, through the posterior hairline, maybe pooling where the back of the head meets the neck, circulating through all those wonderful spaces there before then flowing down through the cervical spine, the tissues in the back of the neck, greeting the tops of the shoulders, flowing down through the musculature of the upper back, scapula, the thoracic spine, flowing down through to meet the waist, the lumbar spine, the musculature of the low back, circulating here before then flowing down through the glutes, the sacral area, coming down to meet the hamstrings where the bottom of the glutes meets the tops of the upper leg, the thigh. Flowing down through the hamstrings. Working its way down to the popliteal fossa, that soft space behind the knee, entering the knee joint, flowing throughout the knee joint, before then coming out through, entering the calves, backs of the lower legs, flowing down through the tissue and musculature here, working its way down to the Achilles tendon, flowing through to the heel, circulating throughout the heel of the foot, before then flowing underneath the foot through the arch, to the balls of the feet, the pads of the feet, into the webs of the toes, entering into the toes, before then releasing back into the earth. We're now giving ourselves just a few moments to breathe, appreciating this flow of energy now flowing down through both the front of the body and the back of the body, taking with it anything you don't need or want, softening any areas that feel a little stuck, breaking up any stagnations. While still leaving behind clear, pure energy. Becoming aware of the energy now, flowing once again at the top of the head, down from the sky, pouring down through from the top of the head down through the sides of the head, into the temples, Flowing and circulating throughout the ears. Coming down into the musculature and structure of the jaw. Circulating within the jaw. Softening and relaxing any stagnations here. Continuing its way underneath the jaw to the sides of the neck, the musculature and the sides of the neck. Pouring down to the very tops of the shoulders. Perhaps entering the shoulder joint, circulating throughout the shoulder joint. Then exiting through the outside of the upper arms, that tricep area. Flowing down through the musculature here. Entering into the elbows. Circulating throughout the elbows, down through to the outer aspect of the forearms. Entering into the bones of the wrists. Flowing throughout the bones of the wrists. We're entering the backs of the hands, those bones, all those wonderful little muscles. Coming to the webs of the fingers. Before then flowing through the fingers to release back into the earth. Allowing this waterfall to take with it anything you don't need or want. Softening and breaking up any stagnations. And providing nourishment wherever it's needed. Now we're allowing the arms to float away from the torso just a little bit. Allowing a ball of energy to gather underneath the arms in the armpit area. Just underneath that shoulder joint. And letting this ball of energy to flow down through the upper aspect of the upper arms, that inner aspect, the bicep area. Flowing down into the elbow, circulating throughout the elbow. Before then coming down through the inner forearm, that softer area of the forearm. Relaxing those tissues, nourishing those tissues, before then gathering within the wrist, circulating throughout the wrist, before then exiting throughout the palms of the hands, gathering within the palms, then flowing from the palms of the hands to the webs of the fingers, and then through the fingers, releasing into the earth. Allowing this energy to take with it anything you don't need or want. While still providing nourishment to the body. One last time, we're gathering the energy underneath the arms. Allowing this energy to gather and pull before then flowing down through the sides of the torso, coming down the ribs, through the intercostal spaces, into the waist, gathering within the hips and the hip joint, circulating here before then flowing through the lateral aspect, the outside of the thigh, as well as the medial aspect, the inner aspect of the thigh. Flowing down through these tissues, entering into the knee, gathering at the knee before then flowing down the lateral and medial aspect of the lower legs. flowing down through these tissues, entering into the ankles, circulating throughout that ankle joint, forward and flowing down through the sides of the feet, wrapping around the feet, the bottoms of the feet, and then emptying back into the earth. As we breathe, we're allowing this waterfall of energy to flow through the body, taking anything we don't need or want, softening and relaxing any stagnations, and nourishing any areas that need a little extra support. As we breathe, we're allowing and appreciating the connection we have with the sky and the heavens, as well as the earth. And allowing our mind to relax into the exercise and simply breathe. When you're ready, gently opening the eyes, letting the arms come back down to the side, and closing by bringing that left foot back to the right. Okay, I'm going to check the time. Okay, we're running a little short on time for the rejuvenation series. We're running a little long with the line relaxation. I hope that's okay. So I think what we're going to do is go over the rejuvenation series, but we're only going to do about 2 of each, and we'll do a shortened closing. If you're still feeling a little if you're not in the right mind space to do the rejuvenation series, that's okay. You can simply stand with the palms at the lower dantian, or you can sit for a little bit and just breathe. Otherwise, we're going to go through rejuvenation briefly. So the first exercise is the wave. We're having our opening. We're going to do 3. And closing. our shaking exercise. And slowing down. Closing. Our infinity exercise. Closing. And our scoop the moon exercise. Closing. And part one of swimming in chi. Closing. Keeping our feet together, bringing the palms together. We're going to do a simple closing here. If you have to run away before the seasonal exercises, you could spend a little more time if you like. I would suggest it. Bringing the palms to the lower dantian. And at your own pace, breathing 3 to 5 times. As we breathe, we're gathering all that wonderful qi into the lower dantian so that it may settle and store. Allowing us extra resources for the rest of the day. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, moving right into the seasonal exercises. This is a great time to get a sip of water if you like, because it will come in handy later. Okay, did we do that? As I have mentioned previously, my knees prefer to sit on a little bit of elevation, but you sit however it works best for you. So if you don't need the extra elevation, don't worry about it. Just sit right on the earth. And then also, I prefer sitting in this way. If you've got the knee flexibility, you can definitely do the half lotus. I do not have the knee flexibility. And if it's good for your knees, you can do the crosswise. My knees are happiest this way, so I'm modifying. Putting our hands into our baby fists, thumbs go on the inside, the 4 fingers wrap around. We're bringing the backs of the hands to the thighs. And closing the eyes, tip of the tongue is touching the roof of the mouth. We're allowing the tailbone to drop, the head to reach up to the sky. Breathing in and out through the nose, about 3 times. A little more than 3 times is better. Allowing our minds to sink into the breath. And then after your exhale, inhaling, opening the eyes. Inhaling also as you bring the palms to position, the fingertips pointing towards one another. And then exhaling as we curl over. Inhaling as we unfurl the back, raising the shoulders, allowing our eyes to travel backwards behind us, theoretically. And then exhaling, in, out, inhaling, And then as we exhale, curling back to the earth once more, we're going to repeat this 2 more times. Once you've completed 3 in total, coming back up to the seated posture, this time with the palms one on top of the other. So traditionally for men, it's, I messed this up yesterday and then had to correct myself. For men, it's right hand first, then left hand on top so that the left hand is closest to the abdomen. And for women, it's switched. So it's left hand on the bottom, right hand on top, the right hand closest to the abdomen. I'm not mirroring you here. Thumbs are greeting each other in the middle. And then we're going to press the teeth together once again. Traditionally, for masculine energy, it's going to be 36 times, and for feminine energy, it's going to be 24. Once you've completed your teeth pressing, you're going to take your tongue and circle it around the gums, within the mouth, within the lips, 9 times clockwise and 9 times counterclockwise. And if you start generating saliva, you're going to save that saliva. Now with that precious saliva that you cultivated in your mouth, you're going to swish it around 36 times. Once again, hold it within the mouth because then you're going to swallow in thirds. And as you swallow, you're going to allow that saliva to fall into the lower dantian to collect. And then you take your next third and then your next third. But always give yourself some time to really allow the saliva to come into the lower dantian. So swishing 36 times first. And then swallowing in thirds. And simply closing the eyes. Allowing the chi to gather within the lower dantian. allowing it to settle and store so that you might use it throughout the rest of your day. Thank you so much, Qigong family. I'm going to scoot forward. That wasn't a very ladylike scoot. I'm still working on my transitions.
Thank you, Mary Frances.
Hi.
Hi, happy Sunday, everybody. Good to see you all. Thanks for doing the seasonal stuff. If you guys don't know already, the start of fall was August 7th. So we're in the early fall season. It may still feel like summer, but it's time to think about fall and the fall season and prepare for it. So that's why we're starting to do some seasonal exercises. If you haven't taken the fall class, I do have that available online. So those of you who still want to take it can certainly take it. It's not too late. And then the other thing that's coming up this week is the biggest meteor shower of the year. It's the Perseid meteor shower, and it's going to peak the night of the 11th and the morning of the 12th. So that would be Tuesday night. So if you can get to a dark spot, it's really amazing because you'll just see these fireballs go across the sky that you won't see in LA. You won't see in LA because the city lights will drown out most of the meteors, except for occasionally you might hear in the news like some big one that's people are able to see. But if you're actually out in someplace dark, you'll see a ton of them. So you can see like 30 to 60 an hour if you're in a very dark place. So it depends on luck of the year. And this particular year, the moon doesn't rise until I think after 1 or 2 a.m. So you have a lot of time when it's really dark to see it. So please do check it out if you can. I think I'm going to be in Malibu or Joshua Tree. I have to figure out where I'm going to be. But anyway, that's just something to look forward to this Tuesday.